He's like the root of the tree. By watering the root of the tree, all the leaves and branches are automatically watered. By feeding the stomach, automatically all the limbs of the body get energy. So here, Krishna's taking Arjuna out of that ocean of grief. How? By sound, by speaking. He's saying, never was there a time that I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings. We're not this body, nor will any of us cease to be. Arjuna was so disturbed by his conception. So Krishna told him that just as the seasons change, so does happiness and distress in the material world. One should learn how to tolerate them, just as we tolerate seasonal changes without being disturbed. For one who is equal in happiness and distress, for him the supersoul is already reached, and he has attained tranquility. To such a person, honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress are all the same, because it's all like a mirage that's separate from him. Krishna told Arjuna, some look upon the soul as amazing, some hear of him as amazing, and some, most, even after hearing about the soul, he has no conception, no understanding at all. So that soul is realized by the process of kirtan, bhajan, hearing Harikatha, reading transcendental literature. How can we say that reading transcendental literature is sound vibration? Just like Venu Geet, the songs of the gopis glorifying Krishna's flute. They're singing, and that singing is recorded. So what we're doing, we're actually doing kirtan just by reading. Sukadeva Goswami, let's jump back to the Srimad Bhagavatam, and let's look at Sukadeva Goswami. He is, let's see where he is. Can anybody help? Sukadeva Goswami. No? Let's see. Yes, very good, thank you. So, Sukadeva Goswami is originally the parrot of Srimati Radhika. And he would sit on her palm, and she would feed him rice cooked down in milk, sweet rice, and pomegranates. And she would tell him, just chant Krishna, Krishna. And so in her same voice, that Sukha parrot would chant Krishna, Krishna, right in the voice of Srimati Radhika. Sometimes when Radha and Krishna were in very beautiful confidential pastimes together, in the secluded kunjas of Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world, that Sukha parrot would repeat the conversations of Radha and Krishna to all their other associates. So he's the original glorifier of Radha and Krishna. Then, when Radha and Krishna, that was 5,000 years ago, when they're going back to their abode, they ordered the Sukha parrot, please stay here and transmit our glories all over the world so that everyone can be liberated from the cycle of birth and death, from the cycle of the threefold miseries. Miseries caused by the body, by the mind, by other living entities, by material nature. So, after they left, that Sukha parrot wanted to hear more of their glories before transmitting it all over the world. So he was sitting up on a tree where Lord Shiva was reciting the glories of Krishna to his wife Parvati, who happens to be that same Durga, who is the superintendent of this material world, and who keeps the living entities bound in that prison house by wealth, health, profit, adoration, and distinction, but who really wants to, is really Krishna's servant for assisting in the liberation of the souls from this world by giving those threefold miseries. We become attached to wealth, we become attached to health, we become attached to society, friendship, and love. Try to enjoy it, and the more we try to enjoy, the more we're whipped by the material nature. So, Parvati's hearing, Durga's hearing, from her husband, Lord Shiva. And then when you start getting into the second canto and the fifth canto, it's really very technical about creation, time from the atom. So she started falling asleep. And so Sukha, the Sukha parrot, who knows how to imitate everybody's voice, was saying in her voice to Lord Shiva to encourage him to keep going. Very good. And Lord Shiva kept reciting. So then when he came to the 10th canto, all the beautiful pastimes of Krishna, Parvati woke up. And then at the end, she said, I'm sorry, I fell asleep for such a long time. He said, you fell asleep? You were saying, yes, go on. She said, no, I was asleep. So they were looking around, well, who could have been saying that? And then they saw the Sukha parrot sitting on the branch. So Lord Shiva said, no unqualified person is allowed to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. So he took his trident and chased Sukha to the hermitage of Vyasadeva, who just at that moment happened to be uttering the Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife. But his wife was very attentive, with her mouth wide open. So the Sukha parrot flew in her mouth to escape and went into her womb. And then after 11 years, he wanted to come out, but he was afraid that if I go out, oh, I forgot. So then Lord Shiva was running with his trident. Of course, he really wasn't coming to kill him, because Lord Shiva is a pure devotee, Sukha is a pure devotee, but just for pastimes, he was running with his trident. Have you seen a parrot? Why are you looking for the parrot? Because I have to kill him, because he's unqualified. Well, what happens if somebody hears Srimad Bhagavatam then? Well, a person becomes liberated. Well, if he became liberated, how can you kill him? So Lord Shiva said, yes, that's right. And so he left, and Sukha is there in the womb, and he wanted to come out, but he was afraid that the illusory energy is out there. I may fall into illusion. So Vyasadeva tried to convince him that no, you'll be okay. Krishna will protect you. But he didn't believe it. So Vyasadeva, by his meditation, he called for Krishna from Vrindavan. And Krishna appeared there. Do we have that picture, Vasanti? We may even have that picture. Krishna in the hermitage of Vyasadeva. And his pregnant wife is there. Might as well show it, since this is a show and tell story. Let's see. Yes, there you go. So here's Sukha inside the womb of Vyasadeva's wife. And only Krishna could have convinced him that I will protect you from all illusion.